On an average, pick up and put down can take 20 minutes to an hour, but with your consistency and as you go along, it will take less and less time. Writing down the progress in black and white is a great tool to keep you going in the right direction. So say, for instance, your baby girl took 35 minutes to do pick up, put down before she went to sleep. Then the next time you go, and you write that down. And the next time you go in, it only took 30 minutes. Well, believe it or not, that is progress. And the next time you're going to say, oh, it only took 25 minutes. Now you're between 35 and 25. That's 10 minutes less. And with consistency and repetition, it will continue to take less and less because your baby is learning, hey, this is what mom and dad expect of me. So that's where we start. We start with our pickup put down based on our baby's age. Days 1 through 3, 4 through 7, 8 through 10 plus. We started at night. But then the following day is when we begin our pickup and put down or our sleep strategy for her naps. And that's where it can get a little tricky because our daytime schedule might not be nailed down completely perfect yet. The drive to sleep is not as ingrained or is not as forceful yet. So when you do the day 1 or even 2, the naps, you might find that it takes 20 minutes for her to go to sleep. And now you're like, oh my gosh, like pretty soon it's going to be time for her to like wake up and eat. So the way to handle this is to, when you go in, take a look at the clock and go, I'm going to give this as much time as you personally can. So if you go, I can give this like 40 minutes. If she's not asleep by then and nap has failed, we're not just going to pick her up and say, all done, let's just go on with our day. No. And this sounds kind of silly, but it really does send a great message to kids. If it's been the 40 minutes that you've given yourself and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to stop now. I'm going to go on with our day and start the next nap a little bit earlier just because this failed. You're going to walk out of the door, close it, wait a few seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, however long you can wait. Then you're going to go back in, open the shades, say, good girl, baby, good job. You did such a great job for your nap. Really praise her, encourage her. And it's telling her that she did a good job. She hung in there. It didn't work. That's okay. And also, you're ending the nap. She didn't end it because she put up a good fight. You're ending it because you decided as the mom or dad or caregiver that nap time is over and you'll attempt the next nap a little bit earlier. So the first few days of using your sleep training method can be kind of iffy with that consistent daily schedule. So what you want to do is work on that consistent daily schedule. If it's really far off from being where it should be age appropriately, it's a good idea just to work on those sleep foundations prior to beginning the sleep training method. So what you'll do is just keep that baby's sleep tank filled however you're doing it, whether you're feeding sleep, rocking to sleep, using the car to sleep. What you're going to do is do whatever it takes while you're making sure you get this consistent, age-appropriate feeding, napping schedule. Once you're closer to that and you're like, you know what, I think we're good here. Now we're going to start the sleep training strategy. Start it at night and then continue it the next day at the nap. Keeping in mind, it might be a little difficult. You might get a couple of naps that are failed and that you might have to jigsaw puzzle your daily schedule for a couple days while you're using the sleep training strategy during the day. But don't give up. Your baby's sleep is developing. So don't look at it as a magic wand. It's not going to be a magic wand. as your baby's sleep is developing, you're encouraging your baby how to sleep independently and how to self-soothe. So instead of going, I'm just going to feed my baby and rock my baby until their sleep develops, well, all you're going to do is their sleep's going to develop based on your rocking and feeding to sleep. And then they're going to need it every time they wake up, every time they go to sleep. They're going to need that sleep prop. So be realistic in your expectations and know that your baby is learning. Each and every time you do it, your baby is learning self-soothing skills, sleeping independently, which how great will that be when they're in school, in elementary school, and you can say, hey, honey, it's time for you to go to bed. And they go, okay. And you say, I'll be right there to say goodnight. Because they love sleep and they love it. And you're not fighting them and they're not up to 11 o'clock. Well, where to start that is now, is to start it when you can do it. You are in control of it. And I know you can do it. If you're here and you're listening to these videos, that means you're ready. You can do it. If you're consistent and you stay the course, you'll have success. You will reach those sleep goals.